It's 6 p.m. This is News Now on Flow 94.9 FM Omwahia, the flow of God's own state. Good evening. My name is Mercy Orji. Now the headlines. INEC National Coalition Center opens in Abuja. PDP senators lose re-election bid in Ekiti State. APC calls for cancellation of Abia Central Senatorial District election. And on the foreign scene, U.S. vows to dispose Venezuela's president. Now the news in details. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has admitted glitches and human errors in some polling units during yesterday's presidential and National Assembly elections. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, in a briefing, confirmed the rescheduling of elections in some parts of the country, including Abia State, where the Commission could not deploy materials on time yesterday.
After consultation with the communities involved and in line with our regulations and guidelines, new smart car readers have been reconfigured and deployed for elections in the affected polling units. Right now, elections are either ongoing or have just been concluded in some polling units in Abia, Bayelsa, Benue, Plateau, Zamfara, and one polling unit in Binji local government area of Sokoto State and in Kuje area council.
He called on security agencies to investigate cases of violence and attack on INEC officials in some states.
We are similarly aware of the incidents of intimidation, abduction, hostage-taking, and violence unleashed on election officials in some states, notably Akwa Ibom, and the burning down of a vehicle conveying materials used for the election yesterday in the Kina local government area of Kogi State. We have unfortunately recorded the first fatality in Rivers State. An ad hoc staff, Mrs. Ibisaki Amakri, was hit by a bullet while returning from election duty in Degema.
The INEC boss confirmed that the National Coalition Center would open about now and warned the public against social media reports on election results.
We expect the state coalition officers for the presidential election scope to start arriving at the National Coalition Center later today and early morning tomorrow. Accordingly, the National Coalition Center will be officially declared open today at 6 p.m. Coalition will commence as soon as the results arrive from the states. Already, some polling unit results are in the public domain. Let me once again reiterate the position of the law that only the Independent National Electoral Commission can tally figures, announce results, and declare winners.
The Nigerian police says it has put measures in place to checkmate any incidents of post-election violence. The Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations, Abdul Majid Ali, who confirmed this to newsmen in Abuja, said that contingency plans have been put in place to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order.
A lot of contingency plan has been put in place by the Nigerian police. And if you go around, you will see a lot of police patrols. We have visibility patrols around all the cities, the same with some villages. We have put in place our team to be more at alert, particularly those jubilating or those trying to react after the announcement of the result. And this contingency plan has been put in place, and we'll definitely take action on it.
He reassured Nigerians of their safety, especially in areas with rescheduled elections.
To tell them, well, we will improve on what for the forthcoming election, and you are going to see a different police, all the security agencies, and definitely we assure Nigerians that they should come out and vote. We assure Nigerians that they will be protected, and this we have done, and this we will improve on it in the forthcoming election.
Meanwhile, Meanwhile, the convener of the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room, Clement Nwankwo, is concerned about reports of violence from some parts of the country during the presidential and National Assembly elections, especially from Rivers State. Nwankwo also condemned reported cases of violence at some polling units in Lagos and called for peace in subsequent elections. While regretting that many Nigerians were unable to cast their votes, he stressed that there was the need to reduce anxiety and tension that comes with the nation's polls.
I think it's been a tense political environment. The campaigns and the rhetorics have been sometimes very harsh. This has led to the violence that we have seen already. And when we released that report, it was sometime in the late afternoon. The numbers of incidents have increased, and reports, particularly from Rivers State, is worrying. Elections in Nigeria should never really be conducted with this much tension and violence around it.
A former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, has called on Nigerians to maintain peace even after the elections. Speaking after casting his vote at the Hilltop Water Tank polling unit in Chanchaga local government area on Saturday, Abdulsalami called on the contestants to be aware that only one of them will emerge the winner, and whoever loses should concede defeat for peace.
And whoever is the winner will carry along the loser so that we have a peaceful country. Whether you are in opposition or in government, you are saying you are working for the people. So let's all get hands on deck to work for the people. I think we are making progress because from what I have seen today, the votes, the people who came out to vote, I think they are, especially in my polling station, they are quite more than those that came out in 2015.
The national leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu, says that those who are monitoring his house and have been raising alarms over an alleged bullion van sighted in his premises are nothing but mere mischief makers. Tinubu, who made the statement after casting his vote in Lagos, said bullion vans are not ballot boxes or ballot papers, adding that if they were to carry money, it is his legally earned funds and he can do with it as he wishes.
Excuse me, is it my money or government money? I don't work for government. I'm not in agency of government. And let anybody come out to say I've taken any contract from the government of President Muhammad Buhari, APC, in the last 5 years. They should prove it. And I'm committed to my party. So, even if I have money to spend in my premises, what's your headache?
Two People's Democratic Party senators in Ekiti State, Biodun Olujimi of Ekiti South and Duro Fasheyi of Ekiti North, have lost their re-election bid to the All Progressives Congress candidates. The returning officers for Ekiti South Senatorial District, Professor Laide Lawal, turned APC candidate Prince Adebayo Adeye, elected, having scored 77,621 votes to defeat his closest rival, Olujimi, of the PDP, who polled 53,741 votes. The returning officer for Ekiti North Senatorial District, Professor Abayomi Sunday Fashina, also declared the APC candidate, Senator Olubumi Adetumbi, the winner, having polled 60,689 votes to defeat Fasheyi, who got 49,209 votes. The All Progressives Congress APC in Abia State is calling for the cancellation of Saturday's presidential and National Assembly elections in Abia Central Senatorial District. The party also called for the immediate removal of the State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Joseph Ilu. The State Publicity Secretary of the party, Ben Godson, made the call while briefing newsmen in Aba on the party's reservations about the exercise in the state. Godson also complained that ballot papers brought to Ukwa East had no party logos, adding that materials for the Senate were incomplete in Ukuraja in Obohia wards. Late arrival of materials at the 198 wards in Abia State marred the timely commencement of the presidential and National Assembly elections in the state on Saturday. Although voters started turning up in trickles from about 7:30 a.m. for the exercise, ballot materials only began to arrive from about 10:30 a.m. in most of the centers visited. At Umuahia North Local Government area, voters expressed disappointment that as at 1 p.m. INEC officials and ad hoc staff were yet to arrive at the polling center with materials for the exercise.
One house, please. If they should bring the election materials now, are you still ready to vote?
Yes. As you can see, this is my PVC. As you can see, our address is morning. If the INEC officers are here, we are ready to vote. We are ready to vote. We are ready to vote. As you can see, this is my PVC. We are ready to vote. But there's no INEC officers here.
They have done it somewhere. They will not bring.
So we don't know what is the plan. We don't know what the plan is. Not only here. Not only here.
Not only here. From 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. How many hours to 2 p.m.?
Also at polling Unit 7 on Library Avenue and Unit 33 at the post office, both in Umuahia, election materials as well as INEC officials were nowhere in sight as at 2 p.m.
We can't understand what's going on. They are jumping from one schools to another. The materials are not ready, that somebody needs to sign, and this and that. This is almost true. And we are disappointed that election Nigerians started planning in the last 3 years. This election was supposed to take place last week, and the schools was given that they were not ready.
Those INEC people came here by 1 p.m. and kept those things there. To start, we are waiting for. They will say that they are waiting for the organ to give them signal to start. They will say they are waiting for somebody to come and sign one paper or the other. We are just here waiting. But whether they like it or not, we will stay here and vote.
Meanwhile, voting continued today in some parts of Umuahia North Local Government area. The senator representing Abia Central Senatorial Zone, Theodore Orji, is lamenting the failure of INEC to tackle its perennial logistic challenge, which has bedeviled every election in Nigeria. He spoke to newsmen after casting his vote at Oba Primary School in Umuahia North Local Government area.
I've been here 3-4 times. The materials never arrived. The materials came here very, very late. And look at the time, it is 20 after 1, and that is when I am voting. We are 4 hours behind schedule. It is not only here, it is almost everywhere in the whole of this Umuahia North local government, because I've gotten reports from those who are there calling me, materials have not come. In fact, there's an issue that is in Umuahia where the resources are not there.
He explains his visit to INEC headquarters in Umuahia during the election yesterday.
I went to INEC, and the Resident Electoral Commission said that he has volunteered to authenticate the existing ones so that, with signature and stamp of the INEC. But the political parties, APC, refused. They refused. What can the REC do in a situation like that? Is it going to print resources? It's not going to print resources. So we have problems here in Umuahia North local government and other local governments from reports that I've got.
At Elugu Akano Hall Ward, polling unit 003 in Itim, Benda local government area, election material arrived a few minutes to 12 noon yesterday, while voting started about 10 minutes past 12 noon. One of the voters and Deputy Speaker, Abia State House of Assembly, Cosmos Ndukwe, lamented the late arrival and commencement of the exercise.
About 12 to 3 p.m., that's the time I'm casting the first ballot. I'm the first person to vote here in Unit 003. We have it's taken a whole long time. And how would these people finish voting by 2 p.m. as to stop verification and voting here? So I don't know what if this is a plan to disfranchise my people. And I want to state it loud and clear that type of attitude is not good. INEC promised us that they will start accreditation and voting 8 a.m. in all the centers in Nigeria. But I don't know what is happening. It's worrisome. I'm so...
The situation was the same in almost all the polling booths visited in Bende local government area as people waited for long before the arrival of election materials. News now on Flow 94.9 FM continues shortly with foreign, sports and entertainment news.
Flow 94.9 FM, Umuahia, the flow of God's own state.
Welcome back. Now moving over to the foreign news. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has vowed that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's days are numbered after deadly clashes over humanitarian aid. 2 people died in Saturday's clashes between civilians and troops loyal to Maduro who blocked aid deliveries. Self-declared interim president Juan Guaido said Maduro must resign. Moving over to the sports scene, Lionel Messi scored the 50th hat trick of his career as Barcelona came from behind to beat Sevilla and go 10 points clear at the top of La Liga. In a masterclass from the Catalans captain, he first equalized with a brilliant volley from 16 yards and leveled for a second time with a curling shot from the edge of the box. Now for the entertainment news, Eric Samuel had something for us.
Good day and welcome to Entertainment. University Teaching Hospital in Idi Araba to get treatments for his health. According to reports, the trip to the hospital was aided by the Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Association of Nigeria, TAMPAN, and the Federal Ministry of Health. The 51-year-old actor Babasuwe needed financial assistance to deal with a chronic diabetes problem he has been facing since 2018. One of the help he received since the reports of his deteriorating health reached the public came from the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who reportedly donated a sum of 1 million naira. Away to one of the big stories of the weekend. Earlier on Thursday, the Chicago Police Department arrested Empire star Jussie Smollett for lying about his attack.
He said, "This MAGA country punches me right in the face." So I punched back. I noticed the rope around my neck and I started screaming.
The spokesman of the Chicago Police Department, Anthony Guglielmi, announced Jussie's arrest via Twitter on Thursday, February 21st, 2019. In his tweet, the police said,
"Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations? This stunt was orchestrated by Smollett because he was dissatisfied with his salary."
A Cook County grand jury handed down the indictment on Wednesday, February 20th, 2019, after going through all the testimonies and evidence. According to reports, the 2 brothers, Ola and Abel Oshundairo, told the jury that they staged the so-called attack at Jussie Smollett's behest and even got paid for it.
I don't have any doubt in my mind, never did.
The brothers were caught on camera buying a bunch of supplies before the incident, including ski masks, gloves, bandanas, sunglasses, and red hearts.
You know, we knew that then, but he didn't know that we knew. But yeah, he helped us out when he identified him.
Jussie Smollett, who has been released from the Chicago Police Department custody, the bill set at $100,000. He has surrendered his passport as part of the bail condition and posts 10% of his total bill to be released from custody. He also is subjected to pre-trial monitoring. After his release, he was met with a multitude of paparazzi press before being whisked away in an SUV.
This publicity stunt was a scar that Chicago didn't earn and certainly didn't deserve.
Still on the big stories, on Friday, February 22nd, 2019, R&B singer R. Kelly turned himself in to police in his Chicago hometown after a warrant was issued to his arrest. Reports confirm that the 52-year-old musician has been slammed with 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse on underage girls. His lawyer, Steve Greenberg, also shared with the press that his client is innocent. The charges against him has been reportedly made to make him feel depressed. His arrest was confirmed after the access to a videotape that showed R. Kelly having sex with a girl who refers to her body as 14-year-old. The singer is expected to appear in court on Friday, 8 March 2019, following the charges filed against him. Also rocking
So we're very happy with the bond that the judge set. I think it's fair and reasonable given the allegations. We hope that Mr. Kelly's able to get the money together and post bond sometime today or over the weekend, and he'll be released. We're going to see the chief judge on Monday for those of you who are from out of town.
Entertainment news at this hour. My name is Eric Samuel, and back to you at the studio.
You're listening to News Now on Flow 94.9 FM Umuahia. Just before we go, let's take another look at our headlines. INEC National Collation Center opens in Abuja. PDP senators lose re-election bid in Ekiti State. APC calls for cancellation of Abia Central Senatorial District elections. And on the foreign scene, U.S. vows to dispose Venezuela's president. Thanks for being with us. Do remember your vote is your right to a better Nigeria. Do not sell it. Do join us at 6:45 a.m., noon and 6 p.m. every weekday for additional newscast. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. You can send your views or information to flowfmnews@gmail.com or visit www.flownews.com.ng for more stories. This bulletin was edited by Samson Eze. I am Mercy Orji. Have a great evening.